everyone. So I'm getting ready to do a podcast recording, not for my podcast, the Special Education Inner Circle, but for a podcast called The Hope Story. Some of you guys might know the host of that. He's known around town here on Facebook as Noah's dad. And we're going to talk about 5 things that everyone must do for a successful IEP meeting. So you guys are my warm up here. All right. So I thought I would drop something to you that most people don't realize. And I'm going to talk about this fully on his podcast, but it's something that you have to stop doing for an IEP meeting. This is something that happens all the time. And some of you guys are going to be nodding your head and going to say, I never thought about it that way. And that means that it's your moment to create change. So I don't care if you're a teacher, a parent, an admin, a therapist, whatever your role is at the IEP table, this has got to stop. Ready? You have to stop using the IEP meeting as the place that you complain and it's your dumping ground for all things that need to be changed or that are going wrong. See, we have limited time at this IEP meeting, and very rarely do we get the entire team sitting around the table ready to work, okay? That means if we're going to take the best use of that time, we're going to take advantage of everybody's knowledge at that table. We're going to use their expertise to the best of their ability to keep the child first so we can make some true progress in this IEP document and move things forward. Okay. So if we're going to do that, we need to get the complaints out ahead of time, because asking people to solve problems on the spot like that, it creates tension, it creates conflict, it creates confusion, it divides the table. And you know what? This goes for everybody. Okay. So I was working with a client inside of the Special Education Inner Circle, and it was parent, and she was blindsided at a meeting and had no idea that she was going to get hit with some negative information sitting at the table. All right. She knew that this meeting was going to be a solution finding meeting for some issues that were already on kind of the table. They were already out there. Okay. So she knew that that was coming. She knew that some of the conversations were going to be uncomfortable because her child wasn't doing too well. Okay. And he was making some poor choices, the student, and that's okay. We got to get through that. All right. But with that, they added on like 10 more complaints at the meeting. So the entire meeting was spent like shook up over new information instead of having time to process what some of the big issues were ahead of time and then come together with a bunch of different solutions. So parents, you have a great opportunity. It's called prior written notice. When I'm teaching you inside the Inner Circle, I call it just a parent concerns letter. All right. So we take away the fancy legal terms, prior written notice of your concerns. But you put together a prior written notice, a parent input letter prior to the meeting, and you start talking about what are you going to request? What are your biggest concerns? What are you hoping that they come to the table with? And you prep the team with all the things that you want to say. Now, that does a couple of things. It helps us jump right into some solutions without having to over-explain ourselves at the table. 2, you're emotional at that meeting. Now, you might be somebody who can hide it and you keep it on the inside, but that's your kid. You're emotional. And to remember to say all the things right there in that minute while other people are staring at you and maybe cutting you off, that's tough. So if you can get clear thoughts put into a letter, which, by the way, I've been doing this for 20 years. I can tell you it only needs to be a 1-page letter. I don't care if there's 15 things that you are concerned about with your child's education. If you can pick the top 3 to 5, get them in a 1-page letter, you will see a domino effect happen with positive momentum of change in your child's IEP. So you got to get that letter written and you got to get that in, because blindsiding the team with the, you know what, thank you for being here, everybody, but I've got these, 6 concerns that I want to get nailed out here at the table. That doesn't work either. So it doesn't work from either side. So we have to work together to stop using this, like I said, as a dumping ground of complaints, and really think this IEP meeting as an awesome opportunity to use all the knowledge at the table, which means these kind of complaints, concerns, focus points should really be determined and shared before the meeting, because you're never going to get everything done at the meeting that you want to get done. Just not going to happen. All right. But if you prioritize and you say, okay, these 3 to 5 things we definitely need to cover, we need to discuss, we need to address, whatever that is, you are going to walk away, with the confidence that you've made forward momentum. So now there's a lot of other pieces that go with that. There's a lot of other details. But like I said, you guys are the warm up here. So get ready to go drop all this information on the Hope Story podcast. And I'm super excited to be a guest for them today. I don't know when it'll be published. I'll let you guys know for that. And I'll be posting the link so you guys can go listen to all of it. But if you have questions about how to make this happen, meaning stop the time wasting and move into solution finding at your IEP meeting, I want you guys to join me inside of the Special Ed Inner Circle. And the best way to get there is actually to go get some free IEP checklists first. Go get the checklist, start digging in. And when you get the checklist, it'll tell you how to join me in the Inner Circle. So go to iepchecklist.com. You're going to get a checklist for the meeting, your IEP meeting, before, during, after, okay? And you're going to get an inclusion checklist all over at iepchecklist.com. That's just going to take you right to my website. You're going to see a box, free IEP checklist. Click it. Let me deliver it to your inbox. Stop doing this by yourself. I've got you. All right? I'll talk to you guys soon.